Dear thầy, I just started learning uh, practice on Zoom. When I asked the Huato question, like before heaven and an earth come to existence, what was I? Uh, I have I have a problem when I ask the Huato question. I already have the answer of this. The answer, like I will find the answer of this question, but right there I recognize that. I just come back to ask the Huato question again. Would you explain more about this problem? That is just our bad habit. Our habit want to know the answer of a question, want to differentiate between subjects and the objects. Therefore, we always want to know the answer of the question. That's why in our mind we said, okay, we will find out the answer. We will know the answer one day in the future. So we are actually practicing with the curiosity mind, not practicing to give rise to the right doubt. Pastor give us an example. For example, um, scientists always want to find out the answer of what is the beginning of human being, what is the beginning of the universe. But the Buddha said there's no beginning of sentient being. There's no beginning for universe. Therefore, if there's no beginning, how can we have the ending of anything? So if we find out the answer of the beginning of something, that is the curiosity. Uh, we can see in a scientist or psychologist, physiology, they always look for the answer, and that is just the study. When we talk in a study, there is no real. If we find out as the beginning of the universe or the beginning of something, like the beginning of a human being, that they found out and they think that before human was the monkey. Monkey is the beginning of human being. But if we keep look into it before the monkey, what was that, right? If we said if there is the beginning of, even they break down to the autumn, autumn is a beginning. Then if we keep breaking down, then autumn is not the beginning either, right? Therefore, Pastor said scientist is the foolish one. Why? Because they keep thinking deep into duality. They keep, they holding on the ignorant and looking for the wisdom. How can they get a wisdom when they keep bounding themselves in ignorance? This is really difficult for us because we cannot overcome our own self, our own habit. If we break through our own habit, that's it, the great victory, the triumph victory. Our habit, we always have discrimination between this and that. For example, when we get up, we see the morning sunshine, we will know that it is the sunshine, it is morning, and last night was the night, right? So we always have this. Immediately when we see something, we have this curiosity and have the answer, have the perception on everything we encounter with for our method. So all of the perception, because we allow our mind go out seeking for information. But pasture wisely create a skillful mean based on our habit of seeking for information. Pastor create this skillful mean to help us to arise the Tao. When the Buddha create the prajna, it just help practitioner to break through the duality. But if we using the prajna to explaining about the prajna, we still in duality. Therefore, Pastor said Buddhism is not a physiology. The practice of heart meditation is not allow us to seek for the answer of the question. If we already have the answer, even though the answer that I will know the question, that's also the answer. Some practitioner, they practice like this. Before heaven and earth come to existence, what was I? I don't know. So he already has the answer of don't know, right? But they don't know that they have the answer. So when they have that responding to the practice, that's already the curiosity. Somebody they answer like, okay, I was a space, I was nothing, I was something. But that is the knowing of the brain. That is the sickness of the mind. Because what we know is not right, it's not correct. The true prajna is no form. But if we have the form to discuss about the prajna, that is ignorant. Therefore, we need to maintain the Tao. Maintaining Tao is no duality, no objects, no subjects, nothing. Therefore, we just ask the what of question clearly. Don't need to worry about anything else. For example, if we can make a practice, we can get you to the practice. The idea of get you to the practice, just like the love of the mother to the child. Why the Buddha using this skillful means to help practitioner to recognize that? Because the Buddha love sentient being, the love of the Buddha to sentient being, just like the love of the mother to the child. Because the love of the mother to the child is unconditionally, has no requirement, no asking for the return. But most of us, we always want to get a result, even in practice. So that is not unconditional love for our practice. If we truly get to the practice, we will practice in all the situations, just like the love of the mother to the child. The mother will do everything for the child with unconditionally. If we have this idea, apply the practice in our mind, in all the situations, in all the environment, that is the way we cultivate in the prajna seed correctly. And that is the way we return back to our self nature. Therefore, based on our habit, we cannot deny that. We cannot escape from that. We have to practice. Just practice. Let go of that. Drop down of the seeking mind. Just return back to practice. At the beginning, we may not get used to it. We may not have familiar to practice, but it's okay. Ask the what of question. Just like Watts and Master said, at the beginning, we may not arise the doubt yet, but continue to ask the what of question. Keep asking the what of question, just like we using the rock, knocking the door. And we keep knocking until the door collapse. And just exactly at what we're doing. Ask the what question until we give right to the Tao, and we keep asking the what question until we get enlightenment. Likewise, and Master also saying that the first month maybe we don't have give right to the Tao yet, but if we keep asking the what question, at the beginning we feel like we recite the question, but we don't really recite. Keep asking the what question, and keep continuing to ask the what question. Maybe 5 months, 1 year, or 3 years, or maybe many years, we will give right to the Tao eventually. But keep remember, this is the phenomenal medication. We're treating our sickness of the mind, and we keep continuing to practice. Practice will help us to end up all ignorance and get enlightenment. It's okay if we have those kind of habit. Don't worry about that. Just ignore it and keep continuing to ask a what question. Don't keep arise so many thoughts after those thoughts, because that is the different thought, and that is the tip mind. Keep continuing to practice. Do you understand? She answered yes. Thank you so much.